Ha 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 ha. Miss Sue, this will be your new home, Fangsha Station. Enjoy it. Snort. This dilapidated place that leaks air everywhere. Not to mention that the Imperial Court hasn't paid rations or salaries for half a year. Even the rats in the field will starve to death. I see your delicate skin and tender flesh. I definitely won't last 3 days. Exiled immediately after transmigrating. Luckily, I've linked my chef's spirit spring space. No need for you two officials to trouble yourselves. Will I die or not? You can TC. But if you don't get out, we won't be able to get out of this Vascoby desert before dark. It's bad luck. Let's get out of here. Let's see how long this scoundrel can keep up his stubbornness. Maid robs the servant. Harsh words. But these are all the truths. Our post station hasn't received rations or paid for 6 months. Eat up, don't die here. Old men, you yourselves are all skin and bones from hunger. He can even stand up. They also wanted to give me the last bit of their life-saving rations. Getsu only guards the neighborhood. Died on the road protecting their homeland. That's fate. But we men, we absolutely cannot just stand by and watch a little girl. They starve to death right in front of us. I don't eat. Old man, where is the kitchen at the inn? Underneath those ruins. But there wasn't even half a grain of rice left. Ah King even licked the ashes out of the stove. No rice, no problem. All you need is a pot. I'm treating everyone to meat today. Girl, even the tree bark is gone at the border. Where did the meat come from? Ah King, I was just in the abandoned ice cellar in the backyard, seeing the pigs that the butchers in Banshan town didn't want. Go down into the water and move it to the kitchen for me. Bring some more firewood. Do as I say. Half an hour later. I guarantee you'll swallow your tongue. Not bad, old man Peijung. Well done, aching. However, this is only the first step. The house was leaking and the wife repaired it. Enough firewood has been distributed, but we don't have a single penny on us. The Imperial Court's grain supplies are still a long way off. How do you open a post station? Passing caravans didn't even glance at it. I'd rather go to the prefectural city, which is 30 miles away. 8 directions guest rest stop. Where are we going to get money to buy rice? 30 miles. The hungry camel and Marco could not travel more than 10 li. Money is coming. Shopkeeper. The brothers were too exhausted to walk any further. The horse was dying of thirst. There's a dilapidated post station ahead. We need to keep going and take a break. What's there to rest about? In that dilapidated, windswept post station, they were all notorious poor soldiers and scoundrels. They gave us moldy, stale bread to eat. Brothers, grate your teeth. Arrived in a prefectural city. The manager of Bafank will treat you to a feast of fish and meat. Father, if they could move even half a step today. Let's get started by writing my name, Lin Xiang, backwards. God, what kind of intoxicating flavor is this? I've traveled all over the country for 30 years. I have never smelled such an exquisite aroma of meat. The shopkeeper's flavor is too overpowering. My legs won't obey me. This young lady, what you rate cooking in that pot is heavenly food. Give me a bowl. Give me a big bowl. This shopkeeper has plenty of gold. 10 taels of gold. My sweetie, old man. I've never seen so much money in my entire life. This is called tomato and beef brisket stew pot. They used the fiercest yellow cattle slaves from the border, paired with my secret recipe of sweet and sour hawthorn berries. 10 tails of gold. We'll feed your caravans of 50 people until they're stuffed. Pay collects money. Aching serves the bull. Okay, wife, I'll go serve the meat to the guests right away. WAAAAH. It's so delicious. The beef was stewed until it was incredibly tender and flavorful. This red soup is sweet and sour, and it whets the appetite. It's 10,000 times more exquisite than the imperial kitchen in Beijing. The innkeeper ate this meal. I felt all my fatigue disappear. It's like a god descended to earth to save us. Dear guests, the border area is windy and sandy. Have a cup of my specially made lung-nourishing and cough-relieving herbal tea. This evening, I'm young. I'm staying here. 50 coins per person for heated kang bathing. How about the amazing fresh meat buns for tomorrow morning? Must live. Even if guests from all directions pay me to come. I'm not going. After. Our caravan only recognizes the signboard of the Wine and Sand Inn. Haha, my wife. How does this brain even grow? A pot of beef. This made these misers willingly part with their gold. This is nothing. The general prepared the sacks. I'll make him rich overnight after this battle. The blue bricks were all stacked neatly. This is top quality goods that our shopkeepers bought at great expense. I carefully covered it with the glazed tiles. One piece broke. Old man, I'll deduct your wages. Father, father. My wife has finished cooking in both the east and west wing rooms. All 30 upper rooms were paved. The thickest fine cotton quilt you bought. The hot spring water pipes for bathing have also been connected. Well done. This is the first 5-star chain inn in the Great Yu Dynasty, the way it should be. Heavy snow has closed the mountain passes today. This is the perfect time for us to launch new dishes. We're doomed this time. Good heavens, am I hallucinating? This dilapidated post station in the middle of nowhere. When did it become so grand? A magnificent, ornately carved pavilion. This is even more luxurious than the biggest restaurant in Beijing. And there's this domineering, pungent new fragrance. Dear guests, ice and snow, please come into the lobby and warm up. Today, I, Feng Shai, release the ultimate winter weapon, 9-compartment butter hot pot. Line up for me, everyone. Who dares to cause trouble in my wife's shop? My knife doesn't have eyes. Let's put the bottom of the pot on. Authentic buttery red soup paired with nourishing pork bone broth. My goodness, that bright red soup base. The smell alone makes you sweat. How can you eat this, young lady? It only takes 10 seconds to go up and down. Pair it with my specially made sesame sauce. That was fucking awesome. The meat is tender and springy. This spiciness is rich and mellow. The chilling aura of this domineering old man in this lifetime. This bite of meat completely forced them to. The shopkeeper's hot pot is simply a miracle for keeping warm. Give me 10 more plates of beef. I'll pay 1 tael of silver to rent this superior room tonight. I'll give 2 ounces. Reserve me a room with a hot stove. Hit the ditch and clamp it tightly. AWWA. AWWA. Tell everyone. There are plenty of ingredients today. Pei Zheng went to the backyard for the funeral. Cut another 200 jin of beef. Wife, you rest. This kind of heavy work. Leave it to me, this rough, hard-working guy. General, you're now the #1 chef at my inn. If your knife skills for cutting meat have deteriorated, I can deduct your wages. Ha ha ha, the people and my life that I accompanied you on this campaign are all yours. Even the money bag is in your hands. Where is the wages? As long as the wife provides meals every day, I'll do your hard labor for you for the rest of my life. Ouch, hello. Ha-hee. We haven't even eaten the hot pot yet. Old man, I'm filled with the sweetness between you two. Ha 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 ha. Lord Wang, you must do justice for this humble subject. That wind and sand post station. I don't know where they got this wild girl named Lin Xiang. They made hot pots and medicinal soup. It sucked away all the caravans passing through the border. Our guests from all directions have been here for the past 2 weeks. Not even a ghost in sight. Lin Xiang. And then there's Pei Zhang, the useless general who was stripped of his military power. Snort. Back then, we shouldn't have trampled Pei Zhang from his pedestal into the mud. Now we can ensure he can never recover. Your Excellency is wise. That would be foolish of us to send men to smash up the post station. Although Pei Zhang was down on his luck, but his unparalleled martial arts skills, sending a few thugs would be suicide. To deal with people in the restaurant business, you don't need to draw blood. You mean? Ha ha ha. This official. The prefect issued a handwritten edict to all salt merchants in the 6 border prefectures. Starting today, who would dare sell even a tael of salt to the sandstorm station? That means you going against me. I want to make that sandstorm station. Can't make a dish that's even edible. Wonderful, my lord. This plan is brilliant. No salt. Even the best meat will have a gamey smell after stewing. I'd like to see what they'll do to retain their guests. This is outrageous. This is absolutely outrageous. Dad, don't worry. Take a sip of water first. But the salt merchants in town refuse to sell us salt. It's not just that we don't sell. I searched every shop within a 50-mile radius. When the salt merchants heard that the post stations were being shut down, they chased me away like I was a plague god. I finally managed to find an acquaintance to ask around. It was said that Prefect Wang personally issued the death order. They cut off our salt supply. Wang Defa is that corrupt official again. He embezzled military supplies at the front lines back then. He killed 300 of my brothers. Now they're trying to cut off my wife's path to survival. I'm going to the prefectural city today. Chop off this corrupt official's head and use it as a chamber pot. General, please calm down. Your departure. Our entire family at the wine and sand station is dead. Jin Fugui and Prefect Wang. We're just waiting for you to impulsively break the law. General. He risked his life for that kind of scum. This deal is not worthwhile. My wife is. How can the door be opened without a salt station? The guests are going to have dinner tonight. What should we cook with? I thought it was some kind of catastrophe. They won tea sell. We won tea buy it. Don't buy a maid. Even pigs won't eat vegetables without salt. Old Dad. I remember 10 miles outside the border. That is, the area outside the pass. Is there a place that everyone calls the Lake of Death? One-eyed lake. Wife, you absolutely mustn't get your hands on that lake. The lake was bitter and astringent, carrying a deadly poison. In earlier years, there were. The refugees ate the coarse salt from that lake. They all died from abdominal pain and vomiting blood. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's the King of Health foot bathwater. Must not be touched. King Yama's foot bathwater. That's because You don't understand physical purification and chemical filtration. In Lin Zhang's eyes, that's not a poisonous lake. That is an inexhaustible source, an inexhaustible gold mine. Daughter-in-law, you really have a way to turn toxic salt into edible salt. Put your mind at ease. Pei Zheng went to prepare more than a dozen large wooden barrels. Ah King went to the mountains and cut me 200 pieces of charcoal. Come back and clean the fine sand. Today, I'll show that damned party secretary what to do. What is true dimensional reduction attack? Okay, I'll get on it right away. Lord Wang, is that right? Want to play the business war monopoly? I'll let you experience it today. 9 years of compulsory education, plus the technological superiority of Chef God's space. Ambition, rainy season, frost, rain, heart reveals itself. The wife brought back the toxic salt mine. I avoided people the whole way. They didn't let the town's unscrupulous merchants' spies see it. Ow. Father. Girl, you must be very careful. This thing got a little bit on it. My intestines could rupture from the pain. Dad, don't be afraid. Pei Zheng first smashed all the toxic salt blocks, pouring into the first large wooden barrel. Add boiling water and stir until the salt block completely dissolves. Okay. It's all over. It's all over. This water is even muddier than the water in the ditch. How could anyone possibly eat that? Now comes the moment to witness a miracle. Ah King in these exposed wooden buckets. First lay down a layer of coarse cloth, then spread a layer of fine sand, then add another layer of crushed charcoal. Finally, lay another layer of pebbles, compact layer by layer. Pei Zheng poured that bucket of murky, poisonous salt water. Slowly pour it into this charcoal sand bucket. Use a clean basin to catch the water. This dark charcoal, don't make the water even dirtier. Dad. How could this be? That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Muddy water went in. Clear water comes out. Girl, what kind of magical spell did you cast? This is called activated carbon adsorption and physical filtration. Porosity of charcoal. It can absorb toxic impurities and pigments in the eyes. Fine sand can filter out mud and sand. However, this is only the first step. Physical filtration alone is not enough. I'll add another drop from the exorcism space. Sweet and refreshing spring water that can purify all poisons. Ensure there are no toxic residues. Pour the clear salt water into the large iron pot. The fire rages. Boil the water completely dry. My wife's water is almost gone. Ow. Pot bottom. Something white came out. Ha 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 ha. The saltiness is pure. authentic saltiness. Not a trace of bitterness. There was not a trace of mud or sand. This salt, compared to when I was in the general's mansion in the capital. Royal tribute salt I've seen. It needs to be finer and whiter. Wife, you're simply a living goddess. With this amazing skill of turning poison into salt, that damned prefect's prediction scheme. It's an absolute joke. Since Prefect Wang and Jin Fugui want to play, then let's play along and do something big. With this snowflake salt, tonight's dishes. Ha-hee. Manager Lin, what dishes did you prepare tonight? The taste is 100 times more delicious than it was a few days ago. This saltiness is incredibly rich and mellow. It brought out the chicken's savory flavor to its fullest potential. Yes, the dishes in ordinary restaurants. It always has a slightly bitter, coarse salty taste. Eating too much will make your throat spicy. But Manager Lin's dish has a sweet aftertaste. You flatter me. It was not tribute salt. This is my secret recipe snowflake salt from the Wind and Sand Station. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Lord Weng sealed off all the salt at the border, even if Lingsheng had extraordinary abilities. It's impossible to conjure salt out of thin air. The boss is absolutely right. The merchants returning from the Sandstorm Post Station were all talking about it. The salt they use is whiter than that used in the palace, more detailed. Now all the caravans in the city are flocking to the post station. Our restaurant is almost completely deserted. Even the chefs have left. What a wind and sand station. What a brilliant Lingsheng. Number. I'll go find Black 3 from the east of the city for me. Since their business is so good, I'll add some good stuff to their slurry. Be more alert, everyone. Boss Jin spoke. Just take this packet of potent croton powder. They poured it all into the well in their backyard. Snort. Tomorrow morning, all those merchants will be dehydrated after drinking water. How will this dilapidated post station ever open for business again? Third brother heard. The people staying at this inn. They were all veterans who retired back then. And that fierce-looking Pei Zheng. Will we be discovered? Look at your pathetic self. A group of elderly, weak, sick, and disabled, adding a useless general. What's there to be afraid of? It's already midnight. Sleeping like a dead pig. Turn it over. Be quick. As long as this medicine is taken. Tomorrow's 8 directions guest. The 50 taels of silver that Boss Jin promised were finally in hand. I'll take my buddies to the city for a good time drinking and carousing. Ah. Ha. Damn it. Where did this dead dog come from? Quickly cover his mouth. What audacity! Daring to provoke the Grand Duke Jupiter. In the middle of the night, A few petty thieves dared to sneak into the veterans' camp. Today, this old man will teach you how to be a person. Father, father. Third brother and the others didn't sleep. This is a trap. Stop talking nonsense. What are we afraid of, brothers? There are 3 of us. Rush out. Yeah. Are you looking for death? Oh. Let's touch that old man's butcher knife. They don't recognize people. Good sir, spare my life. Spare me, sir. I won't move. I absolutely won't move. Oh. What happened? It looks like someone fell. What happened? In the middle of the night, rats got into the post station. My wife is a strong croton powder. These bastards wanted to put laxatives in our wells. If the guests drink this water tomorrow morning, I'm afraid something big is about to happen. You beast, you great eastern heaven! Giving someone diarrhea can be fatal. They asked who ordered them to do such a despicable thing. I said it all. It is the wealth and prosperity of guests from all directions. Boss Jin gave our third brother 50 taels of silver. Let us poison your wells. Please, gentlemen, just ignore us. Jin Fugui is that old bastard again. 3rd place next time. Do you really think the knife in my hand is useless? Daughter-in-law, you wait at home. I'll go to Bafang right now. Stop. General, have you forgotten what I told you during the day? He even bullies our wife. They trying to cut off our path to survival. How can I swallow this insult? Who said we should swallow it? It was just arson and violence. That's the work of a brute. Not only can't I breathe, it will also land you in jail. HMPH, this is exactly what that husband of the king wanted. So what should we do? The girl can't just let it go like this, can she? Calculate. I want him to return all his money with interest. Pay Zhang. Find the thickest hemp rope. Get those 3 bastards. Tie me securely to the stable post. The mouth was sealed tightly. Okay, and then what? These past few days at our post station, hang the big red lanterns high. I am a mathematician. Imperial envoys sent from the capital to inspect border military affairs. They should be passing through our sandstorm station in the next couple of days, with these 3 survivors and physical evidence. We must not only bring down Jin Fugui. They also need to bring that corrupt prefect Wang to justice. A brute. Ah, Daddy, Daddy. My wife is right. Listen to your wife. Might need chi haya. Let's wait and see what happens. Master, you haven't eaten or drunk anything on this entire journey. He even vomited after drinking a sip of plain porridge. Although this post station looks lively, But the coarse food at the border might be even more harmful to your spleen and stomach. Or should we hurry to the prefectural city? Go see a doctor. That's enough. I'm too old to walk any further. The lobby of this inn was clean and warm. Find a quiet, private room. Ask the shop to cook you the simplest vegetarian noodles. Let's have a bite. The innkeeper wanted a nice private room. Go to the kitchen and order a bowl of the lightest soup. The plain noodles for our master must not have even a speck of oil. If it's greasy, it made the old man nauseous. Let me ask you, my esteemed guests, the most tranquil room upstairs is Ting Shuaxuan. However, sir, our station is the most famous. It's hot pot with butter and stir-fried braised dishes. This light and simple vegetarian noodle dish. Stop talking nonsense. My husband has a weak spleen and stomach, cannot stand even the slightest bit of meat. Do what I tell you to do. You'll get plenty of money. Well, please have a seat, esteemed guest. This old man will go to the kitchen to report this immediately. A strange old man came to the private room upstairs, dressed casually, but he was accompanied by skilled martial artists as bodyguards. He specifically asked for a bowl. Absolutely no oily or greasy noodles. It is said to be due to weak spleen and stomach. Cannot eat meat. A frail old man dressed in plain clothes was accompanied by bodyguards who were skilled in martial arts. Calculate the days. The imperial envoy from the capital should have arrived at the border by now. Could it be that he was traveling incognito? It really is the imperial envoy. Then this bowl of noodles can't be just thrown together carelessly. Dad's most premium ingredients. Often, only the simplest cooking methods are needed. Today, I'll let this distinguished guest have a taste. What does it mean to be truly ultimate? Absolutely delicious. Aking went to the backyard cellar. Take the 2 tenderest hearts of the Chinese cabbage. Pei Zheng used the old hen and pork ribs I made last night. The whole bowl of broth was stir-fried and then brought over. Father, father. Master, what good things could this remote mountain inn possibly produce? Drink some warm water to calm your breathing. Your food is here, sir. This is not plain. Instead, it's a nourishing soup specially made by my inn, boiled cabbage in clear broth. Didn't Fancy say he wanted a light, vegetarian noodle dish? Trying to fool us with some plain boiled cabbage. Are you looking for a beating? Don't rush, hairpins and butterflies. Is it clear water or a peerless gold kiln? The master will know after taking a bite. You must step back and not be rude. This dish looks clean and refreshing. There was absolutely no greasy or fishy smell. What a flavor this is! This soup is absolutely amazing. Sir, you didn't vomit? You actually drank the whole bowl. It's so delicious. I've tasted all the delicacies of Beijing. I have never tasted such a light and rare masterpiece. Quickly, serve me another bowl. Young lady, this old man is impressed. This boiled cabbage. The soup was as clear as water, yet it is the most beautiful in the world. My chronic illness of not eating or drinking for the past 2 weeks. You actually cured me with this bowl of soup. Well done. Your skills are amazing. It was in the imperial kitchen of the palace. It is absolutely second to none. Your Excellency is too kind. Commoner from Lingshan. She was just the proprietress of this sandstorm inn. This soup is palatable to the master. It is the commoner's good fortune that is. Young lady, please speak your mind. You cured my chronic illness. If there are any difficulties, I will make the decision for you. Pei Zheng brought those 3 scoundrels in. Let this distinguished guest take a look. What do you guys want to do? You are Pei Zheng, the flying cavalry commandant who decisively defeated the northern barbarians back then. General Pei Zheng, a criminal, pays his respects to Imperial Envoy Zhou. Lieutenant Pei, how did you end up like this? What's the deal with these 3 thugs who are tied up? Your Excellency, these 3 thugs. He was acting on the orders of Jin Fugui, the owner of Bafang, and the powerful backer behind Jin Fugui. It was precisely those who framed General Pei for embezzling military funds back then. Now they've ordered a monopoly on salt at the border. The local prefect who attempted to force my entire family at the post station to their deaths. Lord Wang. Prefect Wang. That's the one who reports major border victories to the Imperial Court every year. Wang Deshan, who needed both money and grain. Lady Lin and Commandant Pei. You can't just say that carelessly. Falsely accusing an official of the Imperial Court is a capital offense. A capital offense indeed. Lord Zhou is a criminal. I dare not utter a single falsehood. When the northern barbarians came, Wang Deshan as a spy, they withheld 3 months' worth of food rations and cotton-padded clothing from the front lines. I have 300 brothers. He did not die by the enemy's blade. They froze and starved to death in the snow. That beast is an absolute beast. In December, 5,000 liters of fodder allocated for military horses were withheld. Resale to merchants outside the pass. 3,000 pieces of winter clothing were confiscated in January. To save and fill the news. Every entry in this ledger. They drank the blood of soldiers on the frontier. Prefect Wang not only embezzled military funds. Now it's even more for personal gain. Protecting Jin Fugui, the boss of Bafang. He ordered all salt merchants in the city to stop selling salt, to block the post station. Seeing that we weren't forced to our deaths, Jin Fugui hired these 3 thugs last night to take this pack of strong croton powder, attempted to throw it into the well in the backyard of my post station. Adult life. Everything the young man said is true. Mr. Jin said it himself. As long as the guests at the inn drink this water, they will become dehydrated. The post station had to close down. Prefect Wang is still in the Yamen, waiting for Boss Jin. Go and divide the land deeds for our wine and sand stations. This is outrageous. It's truly defying the heavens. Tenchi leg bottom. Divey at territory. How could anyone so prey on the people? A corrupt and tyrannical man who persecuted loyal and honest people. Your Excellency, please give the order. Your subordinates will go to the government office to arrest the person immediately. This official's secret order. Immediately mobilize the garrison camp outside the prefectural city, surrounding the prefectural government offices and the Bafang restaurant. Not a single fly is allowed to be let out. Pei Zheng obeys the order. This humble general hereby grants you temporary law enforcement authority. You led the team to raid Wang Deshan's home. Rebellion against youthful treatment. Kill without mercy. Your humble servant obeys. I will live up to your trust. Adults calculate the time. Black 3 and his gang should have succeeded. That sandstorm station will be in complete chaos first thing tomorrow morning. We'll take over that 5-star inn then. You'll definitely make a fortune. A demoted and useless general and a young girl. They even dare to defy the wrath of the gods. By order of the imperial envoy. Inspector's office. Wang Deshen, a corrupt official, was apprehended. What are you doing? This official is a court official. Who gave you the guts? Pei Pazhang. Weren't you at the sandstorm station? Lord Wang. 5 years. My 300 men have been waiting for you underground for 5 years. Today, your retribution has come. General, spare my life. He was the one who instructed me. I know nothing. Ha ha ha. Oh. So, dig 3 feet into the ground. We must also find evidence of their embezzlement. Report to Commandant Pei. In the hidden compartment of the study, the search revealed Wang Deshen's connections with salt merchants from various regions. Accounts of collusion between grain merchants. The evidence is irrefutable. Finished. It's all over. The corrupt official Wang Deshen embezzled military funds, disregard for human life, forming cliques for personal gain. The unscrupulous merchant Jin Fugui, poisoning people, disrupting business practices, heinous crimes, unforgivable. The wife got her revenge. If you hadn't stopped me from killing someone, if it weren't for your bowl of boiled cabbage, I, Peijian, may never be able to wash away this stain in my entire life. The injustice was redressed. Big dummy. That's enough. Although the evildoer was eliminated, but our post station needs to continue to grow and become stronger. I promised my dad an king. They should eat meat at every meal. Ha 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 ha. Good. Listen to your wife. Which one are you referring to? Where do I hit? Girl, these past 2 weeks, our income is equivalent to the total of the past 10 years. The sum of the past 10 years. Moreover, ever since the dog prefect was exiled, the border trade routes were completely unblocked. No one would dare to trip us up anymore. Dad. Making money is secondary. The inn's reputation is growing. More and more people. Relying solely on purchasing grain from outside sources is too costly. In years of disaster, it is easy to be held hostage. We must grow our own food. Dad, we have to grow our own food. Wife, this is the saline alkali land on the border. Hard as stone. Even the weeds are growing sparsely. Great summer weather. What plants can live a long time? This is from Chef God's Space. Improved varieties taken out. This is called a potato, or called potatoes. It is drought-resistant, uncharted land. As long as it is planted, a mu of land can yield several thousand jin. Several thousand kilograms of wife. Are you kidding me? The most fertile paddy fields in Gyeongnan. The yield of rice per mu is only 300 or 400 jin. Girl, that's impossible. If such a divine object truly exists, will anyone in our great Yu dynasty still starve to death? If I say it's possible, then it is. Aking took the potato chunks away. Plant them at a spacing of 1 foot per hole. Watering for 2 months. I'll show you what a miracle is. Ah, Father. Ow. Which one is Lin Xiangyongyi? Which one is Commandant Peizheng? Hurry up and step forward to receive the imperial decree. God! How did the emperor's decree end up in this wretched place? By imperial decree, Peizheng, the border commander. 5 years of wrongful imprisonment. Yet they still persevered at the wind and sand post station. Loyalty is commendable. The injustice has now been redressed. Special official announcement of the original position. He was ordered to return to the capital immediately and resume his post. General Pei, please rise quickly. There was also an imperial edict. It was specially made for Lady Lin. The commoner receives the imperial decree. The emperor decreed that Lin Xiaoyer's culinary skills were unparalleled. A bowl of boiled water and vegetables cured the imperial envoy's chronic illness. It also helped the imperial court to investigate and arrest corrupt officials. Meritorious service to the nation. He was exceptionally granted the title of Grand Master of Imperial Cuisine, a second-rank official. A phoenix-headed gold hairpin was bestowed upon him. Enjoy the salary of the imperial court and granted special permission to ban. Post stations were places of rest for the royal family. Merchants from the 6 border prefectures must all obey his command. This is hereby decreed. Commoner Lin Xiang kotos to express her gratitude for the emperor's grace. Our ancestors have shown their power. Our wind and sand station. Surprisingly, a high-ranking official of the 2nd rank emerged.